So now we'll continue with the electric dipole. So previously I gave a lecture on electric dipole part 1, which consisted of introduction on electric field intensity, electric dipole, and the electric field due to a electric dipole in an end-on position. So you go through that video first, link will be given in the description box, and then we'll start with this one, electric dipole part 2 lecture. So first we'll learn about the electric field due to a dipole on a broad side-on position. So let us take it in a question answer form. So a question is given: with the help of a labeled diagram, obtain an expression for the electric field intensity E at any point P on the equatorial line. So with the help of a labeled diagram, obtain an expression for the electric field intensity E at any point P on the equatorial line, that is the broad side-on position of an electric dipole. So this is a question, important question, which appeared in the boards many times. So it has appeared in the year 2009 in the ISC exam. So let us answer this question. So we want to find the electric field due to a dipole at a broad side-on position, means at a position at the perpendicular bisector of the dipole. That is, the point will lie at such a place where the midpoint of the dipole will join that point at right angle. So this angle will be right angles, these two angles will be right angle, these two triangles will be right angle triangles, and this is the midpoint of the dipole. So at this point we'll require the electric field. So first observe this geometry. So this is an important geometry. So this is the dipole AB with length between them, the length of the dipole, very small distance separates these two charge minus q and plus q, which is 2L. So this AO and OB are L each. Now this distance, the point P, is at the broad side-on position at a distance r from the midpoint of the dipole O. Now this is the angle of the dipole. So theta is the angle. So if theta is the angle of the dipole, then imagine let a unique positive test charge is placed at P. So due to this plus q charge, this test charge will be repelled. So the electric field due to this plus q charge will act away from P. So this E1 is due to this charge which acts away from it. So in this direction. Now the electric field at P due to this minus q charge will attract, as because a unit positive test charge is placed at P. So it will attract this charge, attraction will occur, and the electric field at P due to this charge will be in this direction towards minus q, as because there is attraction. So let that be E2. So the resultant of E1 and E2 is E. Now this angle is theta. So this angle will also be theta from the corresponding angles theorem, as we have learnt in the geometry classes. So these two angles will be corresponding angles and they are theta. Now this is written over here. Let us consider a point P on the right bisector of dipole AB at a distance r from its midpoint O. Let E1 E2 be the magnitudes of the electric field intensities at P due to these two charges plus minus q charges at AB. Okay. So from geometry, distance of P from each charge is this one, both is same from Pythagoras theorem, root over r square plus l square. This is r, this is l, this is r, this is l. So this is root over r square plus l square. So both this PB and AP are root over r square plus l square. So the electric field due to this plus q charge at B, electric field at P due to plus q charge at B is E1, that is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square plus l square. As we have learned the formula of E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. So there we apply the same formula here. So electric fields formula, from the electric fields formula we get E1 equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r distance square, that is this distance square. So q by r square plus l square. This is act away from this, so E1 acts away from it, so away from plus q. And E2 is due to this charge, E2 is 1 by 4 pi, electric field at P due to this charge at A, minus q charge at A is E2, that is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square plus l square, same as this one but in opposite direction. There occurs attraction, so it acts towards minus q charge. So these are the two electric field intensities at P due to both the charges. Okay, so we have got the expressions of E1 and E2, that is the electric fields at P due to both the charges. Now this E1 acts away from plus q and E2 acts towards minus q. So we get this type of a geometry where the resultant E acts, where the resultant E is the resultant of these two fields E1 and E2. So we get this type of a geometry. Now E1 and E2 are resolved into sine and cosine components, that is parallel and perpendicular components. How? Now resolving E1 and E2 into parallel and perpendicular components, that is parallel to AB and perpendicular to AB. So we resolve E1 and E2 into parallel and perpendicular components. So E1 sine theta and E2 sine theta, this angle is theta, this angle is theta. So E1 towards the angle gives me cosine component and away from the angle gives me sine component. As because this is theta, this is theta, this is 90 minus theta. So E1 into cosine theta and E1 into cosine 90 minus theta gives me sine theta. So we get E1 sine theta over here and E1 cosine theta along E, and E1 sine theta in this direction, vertical, perpendicular. Okay, now E2 is also resolved in the same manner. So E2, this is theta, this angle is theta. So E2, this along E, along the parallel line, along parallel to AB, E2, the component of E2 parallel to AB is E2 cos theta, and the component of E2 perpendicular to AB, that is this angle is 90 minus theta. So E2 cos 90 minus theta gives me E2 sin theta. So these two, E1 sin theta and E2 sin theta, are equal and opposite, hence they cancel each other, and E1 cos theta and E2 cos theta acts along E are in the same direction, hence they add up. So E1 and E2 cos theta are perpendicular components, as you have seen. They are equal and opposite, hence cancels each other. They cancel each other as they are equal and opposite. Also E1 cos theta and E2 cos theta add up as they are in the same direction, that is parallel components in this direction parallel to AB along E, they add up as they are in the same direction. So the resultant electric field intensity at P will be this one, the addition of these two. So E equal to E1 cos theta plus E2 cos theta. So E1 and E2 are same, magnitudes of the both the electric fields are same. We have seen that, and the cos theta comes from this, the geometry of the triangles. So cos theta is colored brown here, brown means base, that is L, and here H means hypotenuse, that is this root over r square plus L square. So cos theta is base by hypotenuse, that is L by root under R square plus L square. So this is basically 2 times. This E1 and E2 are same. So basically 2 times. This is the E's value, E1 and E2 both same. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square plus L square 2 times into this cosine value, this one, that is L by R square plus L square root over R square plus L square. So we get half and 1 addition gives me 3 by 2 power R square plus L square to the power 3 by 2 in the denominator with 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught and 2ql as the numerator. So 2ql is the dipole moment, we all know that. So P by 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught R square plus L square to the power 3 by 2. So this is the electric field at a broad side on position due to a electric dipole. Okay, so what will happen if R is very greater than L? So if R is very greater than L, this term will be neglected, this term will be neglected. So R square, this 2 and 2 gets cancelled, so we will be left with R cube at the denominator. So when R is very greater than L, we will get E as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught P by R cube. Okay. So now let us take another question. So we'll learn about the torque on a dipole which is placed in a uniform electric field. So what is the expression amount of torque which acts on the dipole? So we'll learn that. So the question is, an electric dipole is placed in a uniform external electric field E. Show that the torque on the dipole is given by tau vector is equal to P vector cross E vector. This is a vector cross product of the dipole moment and the electric field. This is the dipole moment and this is the electric field. So this is also a year question which came in the ISC exam in the year 2005. So we have to prove this. So let us proceed. Solution. Now this is the geometry. Let us answer this question. This is the geometry where a dipole, this is the dipole where minus q and plus q charges are separated by a distance 2L. It is placed in a uniform electric field in this direction, in the right hand direction, parallel right hand direction. Now the dipole moment is P vector. So a dipole is placed at an angle theta with the electric field. So the forces which will act on these minus q and plus q charges are basically QE and QE, the magnitude of the forces, as we have learned from the first lecture on electric dipole, that the force magnitude is F equal to QE. So these are both QE each, but as the charges are different, so plus, due to plus q, the force will be along E, along the direction of the electric field, in the direction of the electric field, and due to minus q, the force QE will act opposite to the direction of the electric field, in this direction. So let us consider an electric dipole placed in a uniform electric field. This has to be, remember, this is uniform electric field. If it is not uniform, then this total mechanism is different. So this is an important word, uniform. So let us consider an electric dipole placed in a uniform electric field E vector. The dipole moment P makes an angle theta with the field, this one. So the dipole or the dipole moment, whatever, makes an angle theta with this electric field's direction, electric field. So theta is the angle. Due to electric field E, minus q charge experience a force QE opposite to the field E in this direction. This charge experience a force due to E, and plus q charge experience a force QE in the direction of the field E. So this charge plus Q experience a force QE in the direction of the field. So these forces QE and QE, both these forces have the same magnitude but acts at different points. That is, this force acts away from the field, that is opposite to the field, and this force acts in the direction of the field, towards the field. So this forms a couple. So these forces are equal but acting at different points, forms a couple which tends to rotate the dipole. So there occurs a rotation of the dipole, and this couple is one type of restoring force which tries to set the dipole in the direction of the field. So the forces QE, both QE and QE acts at different points and forms a couple which tends to set the dipole parallel to the electric field E vector. So the moment of this restoring couple, this is the restoring force which tries to align the dipole in the direction of the field E vector. So the moment of this restoring couple is basically the torque tau on the dipole. So the torque is tau is equal to force into perpendicular distance. From the definition of torque, we know the formula. Torque is equal to force into perpendicular distance. So the force is QE, both same magnitude. The magnitude of force is QE, and the perpendicular distance is 2L sine theta. This distance is 2L sine theta, as because this is theta, sine theta means some people have. So sine theta means perpendicular by hypotenuse. So perpendicular means this distance, perpendicular distance by hypotenuse. This length is 2L. So by 2L, so perpendicular distance is 2L sine theta. So perpendicular distance is 2L sine theta. So 2QL into E sine theta. So this 2QL is the dipole moment P and E sine theta. So tau is equal to PE sine theta. So this is the algebraic multiplication. So tau is equal to PE sine theta. So AB sine theta means A cross B. A cross B means AB sine theta. So P sine theta means P cross E. This is the vector cross product. So tau vector is equal to P cross E. We have proved this. So this ends the chapter on electric dipole. So this derivation and the previous one is very important, and the previous lectures are also important. So read the properties of electric lines of force from any book. So that will include your number of points, that is the electric lines of force originate from positive charge inside the negative charge. Two electric lines of force never intersect each other, as because if they do, then at the point of intersection there will be two directions of electric field, which is not possible. So this type of many points are there. You should read those points, and that will end the chapter on our electric dipole. Do like and subscribe our YouTube channel for further lecture videos. Thank you.